All right, so last week, you guys saw in the other video, we were talking about individual training for Green Cycle, preparing for the field and everything. This week is team certification, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're gonna be hitting all the different teams, right? So Wednesday, we're focusing more on a rehearsal, seeing what the teams know. And I have the squad leaders as the OCs, so 3 squad leaders, they're actually out here looking at their team, and they're taking, or their squad, taking notes on the teams on like, how fast they're getting out the vehicle, or the gunners in the turn actually like scanning their sectors, and basically everything that team leaders should be teaching their team, like getting comms up, the radios, all that stuff, like how to recover a vehicle. So the squad leaders, they have their notebook and they're just taking notes the entire time, right? So now we're gonna focus on an actual team and seeing how they execute it. I believe 3rd squad is the one in the shoot up next, so we'll see how that goes. Pretty much with these videos, I'm gonna do a rehearsal video, so you'll see this video up soon, and then Thursday the walk video, and then Friday its own separate video, because I want these 3 different iterations to be separate videos so you guys can see that walk, that crawl, and then that run phase as a platoon leader, so that you actually can see how training is not going to be on point at the very beginning. And you know that's all right, because you're trying to see where your team's at.
Hey, so it's going to be everything. You're going to be evaluated from everything. So once you come up, I want to hear comms going. I want to hear what y'all see. Gunners, they got to start, if they see some shit that's abnormal, they got to call it out, right? All right, so it's gonna be a route recon. You guys are gonna be conducting a route recon.
All right, so this is before they actually get on the lane. They're gonna pull up right here to this area, and they're gonna start getting the trucks ready. So we have the weapon systems right here. They're gonna start getting the trucks ready. They're gonna put on all their stuff, their ILTV, their helmet. They're gonna make sure that their comms are up, so the communication devices, FM radios, all that stuff, before me and the squad leader go up onto the lane, and we're gonna, you know, be up there. And the squad leader's gonna call like, hey, you guys can SP, or sorry, they're gonna request the SP, and he's gonna give them the time on when they can actually SP. This is a very key part on, you know, team certification, seeing the actual team in that truck and how they communicate. And if that team leader has been teaching the soldiers during individual training, those 2 weeks that we have for individual training. This is that test right here, but like I said, this is a rehearsal. So this is also one of the areas I was talking about. So they have the ILTVs, their ILTV stage. They have the gunner harness stage right here, and they're gonna get ready to load up, and we're gonna see how fast they can do this.
Hey, y'all got 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Hey, get your gear on, let's go. I need my comms check, I need my comms. You better not let Bravo beat you. You better not let Bravo beat you. Bravo, I heard you loud and clear. Bravo already did radio check. What about you, SL? Where's my driver? Jackson, where's my radio check?
Getting it out right now, sir. Yeah.
2 minutes, 2 minutes! I heard you, Lima Charlie, how many?
Lima Charlie, over.
You better not let him beat you, babe. It's gonna be a long day. Stop. You gotta turn the leg, turn the leg. Ah!
2-3 Bravo, 2-3 Alpha.
Lee! Is he dead? Yes, sir. Pull security on the bounce side. Yes, sir. He's in control. Because the 360 was dog. That shit was, it was bad. It was horrible. The whole person ran all the way up. The gunners, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know, did y'all talk about sectors of fire? I don't think y'all did, because you was looking this way and you was looking over here and there's a fence right there. What about this whole mount side right here? You was looking behind, there was nothing. I'd rather that big old Bar 19 had the milk hit, right? You guys got y'all's trucks up in 5 minutes, y'all did radio checks, y'all did requested for SP, y'all did PCs and PCIs. Hey, good shit, y'all move with a sense of purpose. right? So with that piece, I'm very satisfied about it. And I can't be thankful enough for you guys putting in the work, right? Again, now with this acting, now the only thing I want y'all to work on now is acting on action. When there's action, hey, again, my specialist, you've already been to CTE and you're a specialist promotable. Hey, it's time to take them little boy pants off and put your big boy pants and start going ahead and put your mind thought in there. I'm not saying step over the NCO in charge, but if you see some stuff that's not right, you move and you help out. Got it? With his acceptance.
So you guys know what y'all did the last 2 weeks, right? The previous weeks, those weeks were like focused on individual training. So having classes over comms, having classes over how to mount the weapon system, PMI, the ranges, like that's all this build up to these teams. So whenever you're looking at your team leaders, you guys have like trust that they already know like what they're doing. You guys already had that class. And once we actually finish out the week with team certification, then we're gonna move over to squads. Like that first week of like the squad training together as a squad. So it's gonna get a lot more complex. So right now, focus on getting all these things that your squad leaders are asking for, your team leaders are asking for, with doing the comms checks. Like they said, y'all did phenomenal on that, but like stay on that little small stuff. Because when you move into the squad stuff, it's gonna get way more hectic. But like I said, I'm not trying to keep you guys here. Y'all did a great job, but like stay on the little small stuff, the comms checks, all that stuff. Being aggressive, all you guys, like keep that speed up, all that. You guys did great.
Pull.
Okay, y'all need to learn how to wear them properly, all right?
Sure.
So, the way to wear it properly, drivers, you put it over right here.
Right, you gotta move with a purpose. You gotta be aggressive coming out the vehicle. You gotta be aggressive on the ground. All right, so we got the 3-to-1 battle. We understand the enemy is watching you. You get hit with something, complex ambush, anything like that. The enemy is watching. So what the enemy don't need to see is that you're coming out all comfortable and like, oh, this ain't nothing. All right, because then that gives them a fair assessment on what they're about to attack. All right, that gives them the idea in their head that they can take you. You should not allow anybody to take you. It's just like when you play sports, right? You do drills over and over and over, you practice over and over, you come out aggressive, right? We all watch football. All right, we come out that hole aggressive. We tracking?
Yes, sir.
We're trying to show and intimidate the next team. Rugby, right? Who watch rugby? They come out of that shit, whoever, the All Blacks, you ever watch that team? They come out aggressive. They doing the haka right away, baby. They letting you know they ready to play. They ready to take your soul. So that's how you're gonna come out here. You ready to take somebody's soul. It's as simple as that. All right, you ambush us, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get it back, that heat. Make sense?
Cool. Yes, sir.
All right, so you gotta be able to know and understand your job and be aggressive in everything you do. Don't show the enemy that we're weak, okay?
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. You gotta get back, go back down so the next team can come up, all right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
One Bravo. Roger that. Expecting 9-line egress.
Turret or the tow bar on there. Corporal Kim was kind of taking care of all that. So when I noticed that, I said, all right, well, once I, put the tow bar on and call up that 9-line, we're gonna Charlie Mike. But obviously it was all, in my head it was all simulated. But
Nah, everything. So with training, right? It's all. Anything and everything is in play. Unless your OC tells you, hey, this ain't in play, then it ain't in play. But you treat everything like there's a fucking rock on the ground that can maybe potentially look like an IED. Treat it as such. Everything is in fucking play. That's a little extensive, but everything is in play. That's what I'm getting at. All right? Fucking, you got out of your truck, you had no fucking weapon on you, brother. You had no M4, no team, no.
Yes, no, sir.
You don't?
No, sir.
All right. You need to know. You know your job above you. You know your TC's job,
No, sir.
right? Gunner, you need to know driver's job. 2 up, 1 down, right? You know 2 jobs above you and 1 below you. Correct?
No, sir.
All right? Walking around, no sense of purpose. Same thing. No fucking sense of purpose. All right? What the fuck's that about? Cut that shit the fuck out. Right fucking now. 'Cause I'm gonna start dropping motherfuckers. If I see some lollygagging shit. I do not play when it comes to the fucking field.
All right, another big thing as a platoon leader, whenever you're in the field cycle, green cycle, whatever you're gonna call it, make sure you actually get simulators. Like this bad boy right here that has the oxygen, has the gas, so that whenever you're conducting training, team certs, squad certs, like they'll actually hear. It's gonna make the training more realistic. So that's a big thing. That's That's a tip for you guys. So for one thing that I didn't talk about was originally we were supposed to be at another training site, a training area, but due to COVID-19 and a whole bunch of other things, we weren't able to actually get that land. So as a platoon leader, you need to make sure that you can always like think about a backup plan, or not think about, but have an alternate course of action, what you're gonna do, because you still got to do training for your soldiers, right? Execute that training. So I hit up one of the lieutenants I knew in this FA unit, and basically she gave me keys, or I signed for the keys to this training area that they weren't using for their batteries, and we're using that training area today, right? So it's not the ideal training area that we wanted, but in the Army it's very important that you just make sure training happens. Your NCOs are the people who are in charge of training, right? So we actually have some engineering white tape right here due to, you know, hazards, and some orange cones right here, as you can see, orange cones, because there's some hazards, there's drop-offs right here. So that's another key thing as a platoon leader, is you need to make sure that you're executing on your draw, your risk assessment, having these safety things to mitigate that risk, right? So now everyone gets a brief before they go out. During the convoy brief, they get a brief about, hey, engineering tape, that's a no-go, don't go near it. Cones, that's a no-go, don't go near it. Stay in your sector.